The billionaire NFL owners all got together and decided to coddle far right-wing idiots. NFL bans on-field kneeling during the national anthem. The National Football League changed its policy Wednesday to require league personnel to stand for the national anthem. Players must stand and show respect for the flag if they are on the field. If they refuse to stand for the anthem on the field, their team will be fined. Wow. Way to miss the fucking point, you ancient morons. So, first of all, let's just be straightforward about what's happening here. Most of the NFL owners are old-ass billionaire white dudes. So that has Republican written all over it in terms of statistically and demographically. So when they hear a guy like Trump, when he goes and gives his rallies and shits on Colin Kaepernick and stuff, that to them, that's like, oh my goodness, this president is really keeping it real. And boy, this is a real problem that we need to do something to try to fix. Well, what I find supremely ironic about this is they took the truth and they flipped it right on its head. So, in other words, they think they're being massively patriotic with this move. I must support the flag, yes. What is patriotism? Love of country. If you love your country, what are you supposed to do? Close your eyes and blindly accept it and worship every little fucking thing it does? No. You're supposed to push your country to try to make it better. Reform it to improve it. By the same token, if you love your kids, what do? Do you let them do crack and then go suck dicks behind an Arby's dumpster? No. You don't blindly, it's okay. Go ahead, do the crack. Suck the dick behind the Arby's dumpster. No, you're like, whoa, no, I love you, so we're going to get you help. We're going to improve your life. We're going to fix whatever underlying problems there are. So, the people who are the real patriots, who actually love the country because they're trying to fix it where it is wrong, that would be Colin Kaepernick. That would be everybody who's taken a knee. Because, now, I don't care if you agree or not with Colin Kaepernick on the issue. That's irrelevant. Just acknowledge the fact of the matter, which is why he says he's kneeling. Now, they try to change the conversation all the time. You do that because you hate the flag. You hate America. You hate the cops. No, they tell you, and they tell you repeatedly, I'm doing this because of police brutality, because of systemic injustice. Now, again, I'm not saying you have to agree with Colin Kaepernick on that issue. You might have a different interpretation of the facts on that. Fine, no problem. But don't straw man them. Don't pretend like you know why they're kneeling more than they know why they're kneeling, because they're fucking telling you why they're kneeling. They'll tell you right up front. Tamir Rice, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Eric Garner. They tell you, hey, this is why we need change. We need change in this country. We have to, end the drug war, end the police militarization, do community policing. They're telling you exactly why they're doing it. And they're saying, hey, this is a real problem in the country that's affecting people. Let's fix it. So this is the number one way people say people should protest too. Have you realized that? If there's ever a riot or some violent response, people go, disgusting. Why don't you just do peaceful protests like the people in the civil rights movement? See, they had it all figured out. Then Colin Kaepernick does a peaceful protest, and they still turn around and go, how dare you? How dare you hate America? See, he hates America. He hates the flag. Now let's ban him. How shameful will this look in the fucking history books? I know they're old, out-of-touch billionaire idiots, but this is like literally the last thing. This will go down in history the same way it went down in history when Muhammad Ali said, hey, fuck your Vietnam War. I ain't going, bitch. And then they go, sorry, you're banned from boxing now. In their mind, you have to understand this, guys. In their mind, they thought, we're keeping it real. And we're the people who are right about this. And we're the patriots. And if you're not going to go fight and die to kill landless peasants in Vietnam for no fucking reason, well, then we're going to ban you from boxing. So in Muhammad Ali's fucking prime, they banned him from boxing. Now, I submit to you, who was the real patriot? The guy who said, Vietnamese never did shit to me. This war is stupid. It makes no sense. We're killing landless peasants for no goddamn reason. I'm not going to go over there and murder people I don't fucking know. Who was the real patriot? The guy saying, let's stop doing the stupid war and massacring civilians? Or the people who were saying, since you're not going to murder innocent people for me, we're going to ban you from doing the thing that you love and that you're supposed to be doing, boxing. This is the exact same thing. The NFL is a fucking embarrassment. What an embarrassment. The real patriots push to try to make the country better. And what's happening here is when Kaepernick does that, when others do that, they're like, oh, you hate the flag. So now we're going to not have Kaepernick in the league anymore. Nobody picked him up, even though he's good enough to be in the league. And now we're going to ban that. We're going to ban any form of peaceful protest. Now, furthermore, what happened, there's a fucking giant industry on the right now of the free speech warriors. Listen, all I care about is free speech. It's all I care about. It's all I talk about. It's all I believe. Even if you disagree with somebody, obviously they have a right to express their beliefs. Well, as I've pointed out to you guys, 95% of the time with these clowns, the only time they trot out those arguments, shocker, it's when they ideologically agree with the people who are being censored or deplatformed. Where were they when Chelsea Manning was uninvited to speak at an Ivy League college? Did they say, oh, free speech, let him speak. Let him speak. Where are they every time a pro-Palestine speaker gets deplatformed from a college, which happens all the time, by the way? Where were they? Where are they when their president, Donald Trump, says we should ban flag burning or says we should de-license news agencies that report on shit he doesn't like? Where are they? Shocker, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Where were they when the protesters at the inauguration were locked up simply for protesting, for being in the vicinity of some people who threw a rock or lit a fire? All the protesters were arrested, including journalists. Where were they when the government sued those people and tried to put them in jail for life for being at a protest? Nowhere to be fucking found. Now you have an instance of somebody doing a peaceful protest, not hurting anybody, trying to shine a light on injustice, police brutality. It's banned by the NFL. I don't hear anybody out there saying, listen, man, I may not agree with the likes of Kaepernick and everybody else who's kneeling, but they have a right to express themselves in this way. And it's bullshit that the NFL cracks down on it. And Donald Trump, for those of you who don't know, has already weighed in on this issue and said, maybe the people kneeling shouldn't even be in the country. So, in other words, all those folks on the right who yelp and scream and bitch and moan about free speech, it's free speech, but you're only free to say the shit that I want you to say. You're only free to say the shit that I agree with. I'll defend you in those instances. At the first inkling of you saying something I find controversial or I dislike, I'm not going to defend you. I'm going to have the NFL ban you doing it, and maybe you shouldn't even be in the country. So then just admit you're not for free speech. Just admit you're not for freedom. Just admit it. Now, I get it. When it comes to this isn't a literal First Amendment issue, because the First Amendment means the government can't, throw you in prison for your free speech or your free expression. So that's a ban on the government cracking down on you. But at the same time, what we're talking about here is the principle of the free speech. That still holds. Which is why, I, for example, even when that Duck Dynasty guy said those horrendous things about how, maybe blacks were better off back during the days of Jim Crow, and said some dumb shit about gays, I was like, listen, I despise this guy. I don't think he should lose his show as a result of it. So, because again, that wasn't the legality of it. That was the principle of it. This is the same thing right here. This is the NFL cracking down, banning peaceful protest, and I don't hear a giant right-wing backlash against the NFL. So what I need is all the anti-snowflake, anti-political correctness, pro-free speech right-wingers to vociferously come out and defend Colin Kaepernick, and vociferously come out and defend the people who kneel. And listen, a word of advice to everybody in the NFL. There is a way to defeat this. If every single one of you kneels, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? If every single one of you, every game kneels in solidarity, what are they going to do? They can't come after all of you. They're not going to find absolutely everybody. So it's on you to override this bullshit ruling. And history is watching, by the way. History is watching. What they just did is the equivalent of, Muhammad Ali saying, I'm not going to Vietnam, and then being banned from boxing. What they just did is the equivalent of that, and it will be viewed like that in history. So if all of you band together and all of you kneel, that'll show them. So I really can't get over that this is what these billionaire out-of-touch assholes are concerned about. They really bought into this bullshit that Trump has been pushing, that if you kneel, it somehow means you hate America, which is the dumbest straw man I've ever heard in my life. That, you shouldn't be allowed to kneel. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Real patriotism is not mindlessly worshiping the flag. Real patriotism is understanding you live in a country that allows you to not worship the flag, that allows you to burn the flag, and it still doesn't crack down on you as a result of it. That's real patriotism. These people don't understand freedom. These people don't understand the Constitution. These people don't understand the First Amendment. These people, all they understand is authoritarianism. And they take their authoritarian actions and they mask it and they cloak it with fake patriotism. And they act like, this makes me a good person, when I needlessly crack down on people who are protesting and trying to make the country a better place.